SOSG, 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 standing on solid ground. Hello, this is Kim with Standing on Solid Ground. I am your host of this motivational and inspirational podcast. And today's Bible verse, Hebrews 10 and 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the matter of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. And then the word exhorting, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly, means strongly encourage or urge someone to do something. Assembling ourselves together is not just a physical joining together, it's a spiritual joining together. We have to be of one mind, of one body, and of one spirit. Many times when we say forsake not the assembling of ourselves, a lot of times many will think it's just the people in the body of a church, in a physical church. But we also have to be of one mind, one spirit. And if we are not of that one mind or one spirit, meaning that if those that are coming together under the sanctuary or a physical building to worship, and we're coming together with the wrong spirits, we're not assembling ourselves together. We're just coming together. We have to join one another. We have to have that same thought, that same feeling, that same spirit, that when the body of Christ comes together, we are more powerful. We are more edifying to God. And, we all know, or we all have an idea what assemble means. But I can also take the time here and say, or give you the definition of the assembling, gather together in one place for a common purpose, meaning that we all have to have that same thought, that same feeling. If you think about the riots that we had back in 2020, when a very unfortunate accident happened in Minnesota, and it cost a young man his life. And we looked, and I watched so many people around this country come together for one purpose, that they are rioting against the acts upon this young man and a young woman, as a matter of fact, that these things happen for no reason, for no purpose. And that when everyone came together to join together in one place to come against the injustice that was happening at that time, that is for that common purpose. Now, when we assemble ourselves together in God, we should be coming in with one purpose: to be saved, to be sanctified, to be filled with the Spirit, to learn of God, to know God, and to tell others about God. This is what the assembling ourselves is in reference to. Now, if we're going to church for the wrong reasons, meaning we're going for the purpose of getting someone's attention or talking about other people within the church, we don't have the right heart. And I'm not saying that that person don't need to be in church. They do. Because the church is the place where they need to be to get that corrected about themselves. When we come together, like, let's just say, for an example, a choir. Now, if one person is singing, you'll hear one person or one voice. When you hear two people singing, you'll hear two voices. But when you hear a multitude of people come together, guess what? If they're singing that same song with the same spirit, you're going to get reached by that choir, and they are magnifying, meaning their voices are more profound because they are coming together. They have assembled themselves together to be that one voice. Although there may be several parts, the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the bass, or baritone, second soprano, second alto, they may have the different stages of the choir or different parts, but they are still one voice. If you listen to a band, and I love the one movie about the drum line, and how they had to come together as one band. One instrument, one band. They came together as one. If you start separating, you'll sound terrible. If one person is off key, you'll know it. I don't care how perfect the band sound. If one instrument is off key, it's going to throw off the whole band. That's why it have to be one. It can't be several people playing their own parts, because then it's distorted, meaning that it's not going to sound good. And it is important for us to understand why God is asking us to be together, to gather ourselves together, as the matter of some is, but exhorting one another, meaning that we have to encourage, we have to urge one another in the body of Christ to do all that they can in the body of Christ, that God can be edified and glorified when we do assembly ourselves. And I know I'm not saying it correctly. I have hard sometimes enunciating words, so please forgive me. But we are not going to be completely whole until we all are on that same accord. And when we are all on that same accord, of course, things run smoothly. There is no hiccups along the way. There is no disruptions. If you think about it, our quarterback here is getting ready to get married, from what I'm understanding today. They are coming together as one body, one flesh. If one or the other begins to drift another way and do their own thing, and they're not doing things together, it's going to bring about hardship. It's going to bring about discomfort, because it is not a one thing. It's a me thing. It's an I thing, but it's not a we thing. And when it becomes I and me, you take away the strength of that assembling together. We want to be assembled with God the same way. We want to come together and be one with God, and God be one with us. The Bible makes it clear. You draw nigh unto me, and I'll draw nigh unto you. Meaning God is not going to just come to you and infringe on your personal being. He's not going to force himself on you. He is wanting you to invite him in. See, you're the one that's in control. You're the one that's at the door. Now, he may ring the doorbell, but it's up to you to let him in. And if you want that relationship with God, you'll open the door and let him in. But if you don't want him in your life, God will simply just walk away. and maybe he'll try another day. Each time God knocks upon our hearts, he knocks on the doors of our heart. And when we don't let him in, when we refuse him, he'll turn away and he'll go away and he'll try some other time. But one time when you really need him the most, when you go looking for him, he's not going to open the door for you. Not right away. And you don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be in that situation where God doesn't open the door for you. In many ways, we know God always has his doors open. But the angels of God are standing guard. And he's not going to let just anybody in. He's going to let those that had truly sought his will with all their heart, mind, soul, body, and spirit. And they are clean without spot or blemish. Those are the ones that he will receive. Don't be left out of that number. Let's assemble ourselves together with God and with our peers in the body of Christ. This is Karen with Standing on Solid Ground. You have yourself a wonderful and blessed day.